Good afternoon, everyone. MG here from mgcovers.com, bringing you an NHL betting preview for March the 3rd, 2019, giving you a complete statistical breakdown analysis of every single game in NHL today. We have a huge Sunday card, so without any further ado, let's get started. All right, first off, we're going to go Washington is the away team, minus 149 on the road to face the Rangers at plus 135. Washington with a power ranking of 113. Rangers with a power ranking of 101. No value there for us. Philadelphia, next game, plus 136, power ranking 107. On the road to face the Islanders, who are favorites at minus 150, but come in at a power ranking of 96. Now, Philadelphia, power ranking-wise, is better than the Islanders, the way we handicap. But the reason this would be a no play for us, or a game we're not going to look at further, Philadelphia is playing their third game in 4 days on the road. I talked about this in a couple videos previously. The team will be heavily fatigued, so not that big of advantage as it would seem. So that's a game we're going to pass on. Next, Vancouver comes in at huge dogs, plus 222, power ranking of 83. On the road to face Vegas, minus 250. Vegas playing pretty well here lately. Won their last three. They have a power ranking of 87. If you're new to the channel, our power rankings only use stats from the last 10 games, even though Vegas played well here recently. Those total of their 10 games haven't been well at all. But we do have some value playing or looking at Vancouver. So we will look at Vancouver a little bit further. Next, Colorado. Minus 128, have a power ranking of 110 on the road to face Anaheim at plus 116. Anaheim has a power ranking of 93. Very little value there on Colorado, but we will look at that game. We will look at Colorado more as a play against Anaheim as opposed to a play for Colorado. And I'll explain that in a little bit greater detail later. Next, Ottawa plus 226, power ranking of 88. They have really struggled here since they unloaded all their talent for the at the trade deadline. Florida minus 255, coming off a tough loss to the Canes last night. They have a power ranking of 112. Huge favorites for Florida. No value there for us. Winnipeg plus 113. Have a power ranking of 85 on the road to face Columbus, minus 125. They have a power ranking of 97. Again, no value for us. You might say, well, would Columbus have an advantage here? Yes, but for us in this situation, we're not going to lay juice minus 125 on a team that has a less than 50% chance of winning. 100 on our power rankings equals about a 50% chance of winning. Again, you might look at this from your perspective and say, hey, this would be a play against Winnipeg. But for us, this is going to be a no play. Next, Nashville minus 131, power ranking 76 on the road to face Minnesota at plus 119. Minnesota power ranking of 94. And what I just mentioned earlier is exactly what we're looking at. This is more of a play against Nashville as opposed to a play for Minnesota, even though Minnesota's played well here of late. And finally, last game, Chicago plus 204, power ranking of 89. Power ranking for San Jose is 104. They are the huge favorites, minus 228. Quick note about Chicago. Those of you that play over-unders, they have, I think it was, they won. We played Chicago the over yesterday. They hit it hit it early too. If you look at, I think it's 15 games straight, the game's gone over, and you say, well, why is that exclusive to Chicago? If you're looking for over-under teams, or especially over teams, you want teams that have a really, really good power play percentage and a very, very, very poor penalty kill percentage, which means they're going to score points and they're going to give up points, which is a perfect recipe for games going over. So that being said, let's look a little bit further at Vancouver, Colorado, and Minnesota. This is what we call our money line conversion page. What we do is we take the current odds that are listed and we show you our line for the game, give you some situational angles to consider. Again, you can't just go based on value. You have to have angles going in your favor to ensure that you have a legit chance of winning the game. Vancouver plus 222. Our line for this game is Vancouver plus 140, which means we give Vancouver about a 42% chance of winning. Again, this would be more of a play against Vegas as opposed to a play for Colorado. Unfortunately, if you're leaning towards Vancouver, Vegas has won 3 in a row. Looks like they've sort of turned it around. Vancouver's only won 1 of their last 6. They have a losing road record. And they are Vegas is fatigued a little bit. This will be Vegas's 3rd game in 4 days, even though it says at home. And we talked about this in previous videos. If a team is on the road and they're playing their 3rd game in 4 days, that would be a game that we would definitely stay away in most situations. But if a team's playing their 3rd game in 4 days at home, that 3rd game's at home, they are going to be fatigued, but not as much as it would be if they were on the road. Goalies, I would say goalies are probably average. Markstrom's in a net for Vancouver. 2-0, 3-3-3 are his numbers for the last 5 games. Fleury's given up 0-1, 5-2-6 in his last 5, so not really a goalie advantage here. Now, what you need to look at when you're looking at a game like this is, even though we look at, both these teams are not playing well when you look at the last 10 games, but if you look at Vancouver, they've only won 1 of their last 6. Yes, we have huge value in playing Vancouver, but again, this is not like the spread. In money line sports like traditionally baseball and hockey, you're only going to win unless you cash the ticket. So value is, you have to have value, but you also have a legit chance to win. And this one, we don't really see that Vancouver has at least a 50% chance of winning this game when you factor in all the situational angles. So next, moving on, Colorado. It's minus 128. Our line for this game is minus 125. Again, it doesn't look like we have a lot of value, but this is going to be more of a play against Anaheim as opposed to a play for Colorado. That means that we have Colorado as a 55% chance of winning the game. We have a confidence advantage for Colorado. They've won their last 3 out of 5 games. Anaheim has lost its last 5. And when we talk about the money line, we give Anaheim only a 47% chance of winning this game. Let's see. Colorado has won their last of their 4 road games. Their last 4 road games. The Avs have won 3 of those, so we do have a road advantage. They're playing with confidence on the road. Again, Anaheim's not. It's probably one of the easiest places to play on the road. I think they have like 22 fans there today. Just kidding. If anybody's Anaheim fans, just a joke. Gibson will be, looks like, in the net for Anaheim. He's given up 2-2, 5, 6, and 5. Group hours will be in the net for Colorado. He's given up 0, 5, 5, and 6 in his last 4 starts. Again, that's our backup. But again, like I say, this is more of a play against Anaheim as opposed to a play for Colorado. And the last game we're looking at, Minnesota. Really, really, really hot team right now. The market hasn't adjusted for that. Again, they're just not a popular team. If say for instance, if the Penguins had won their last 5, they would really, they would probably be the favorites here. But because it's Minnesota, it's not really a huge public team. But they have won their last 5, and I would say obviously Nashville's more popular, which is probably why they're the favorites here. Not really. So Minnesota playing with a lot of confidence. They are on a back-to-back, and the market does overreact to back-to-backs. Again, the biggest fatigue disadvantage for a team is if they're playing their 3rd game in 4 days on the road. A back-to-back, not so much. These guys are professional athletes. A back-to-back is not really that big of a deal for a team. Although if you looked at the game, Carolina was on a back-to-back. Last night struggled against Florida early, but did win. But just to keep it in perspective, most of the time back-to-back is not really that big of a deal for a team. Minnesota is 14-13 at home, so not really a home ice advantage per se. Pekka is going to be in the pipes for Nashville. He's given up 3-2, 5, 1, and 3 in his last 5 starts. Stalock has given up 4-4, 3-2, and 1 in his last 5. Nashville really, really, really struggling to score here lately, which is why we really like to lean towards Minnesota in this one as well. And then as far as the power rankings, we have Nashville at only a 40% chance of winning this game. So if they only have a 40% chance of winning this game, their opponent, Minnesota, we have dog odds, which is a really good value situation. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and issue our selections for today. We like Colorado. We played this one late last night at minus 125. Minnesota, we're going to play at plus 125. We haven't actually played plus 125. I think we might get a little bit more dog money, but to be cautious, if you're watching this right now, it's about noon on Sunday. You might want to play. But again, we might like both of these selections. So whoever you pick today, good luck. As always, like and subscribe. And hopefully, I plan to update the website. That's going to give you all of my records for all of the sports if you want to see that. So anyway, hope everybody has a great day. Follow us on Instagram. We have a link in the description box. Have a great day.